Hello, welcome back to another segment in a Spiritual Ascension, my 5-year journey. So when I last left off, I kind of gave you a little bit more information on some of the things that had happened to me as a child, and also about my son's passing back in 2007. Um, I want to also, the main thing about this is I'm telling you my experience, but also paralleling the spiritual aspects of it. In the beginning, I knew nothing about spirituality. So when I look back now, and as you'll be able to do, you'll be able to see how the divine directed your path to be where it is now. So when I was last talking about doing a lot of research on the religion that I was brought up in, and now kind of spiraling because I didn't know or understand who I was now. And I'm saying that this God that they had taught me to believe in could not be a God who allowed for the abuse of children. And hopefully I don't get choked up in this video like I've been doing. Um, so probably for the next year, it was kind of I don't know if you know the term cognitive, I can't say it, cognitive dissonance, where you're trying to, it's like a deprogramming, right, of the brain, of everything that you knew previously, trying to kind of grab it out of your head. And that's what I was trying to do. It was over 40 years of me believing one way in one religion, even though I was no longer practicing that religion, but that's all I knew of how God was. Now trying to deprogram that, but now saying to myself, but I don't know who God is. Is there a God? And then even coming to the fact of like, am I atheist because I can't believe in the God that they told me to believe in? Um, so it's probably a year of really doing some deep research and then saying, I know that there is a God because I can look around and witness everything that God produced. Like there's no denying that. I thought about saying, okay, well, if this is not the right religion, maybe I was just a part of the wrong religion. And then my thing was always going back to saying, I don't understand how there's one Bible, but so many different religions. And so I said, well, maybe what I'll do is I'll start attending different churches and of different faiths and then see what resonates with me. And that never kind of happened. I never felt inclined to do that. It was more kind of sitting and saying, I'm not ready to commit to any other church at this time because probably just devastated so much in what had happened in the religion that I had known for 40 years. I had always been kind of interested in yoga, but the religion I was a part of was saying that that was something that was bad and evil, and that meditation was bad and evil, and you know, that you know the devil will get within you, or the demons, and all these other things. And I kind of grew up extremely fearful, and that's the fear that they put in you of these unseen things, like, just having a bad thought about something, I'm going to be attacked, in some way by this devil or these demons. I by the end of that year, I said, you know what? I'm going to start trying out yoga. So I did it at home and, I bought a mat and, started watching probably on YouTube some videos and always being afraid, like sitting there kind of in a meditative state and saying, oh my goodness, like at any second I'm going to be attacked, that I'm not supposed to be doing this. But then realizing like I was in such a calm and serene state, there was nothing going attacking me. And I then, signed up for classes, yoga classes, and I also went to a Buddhist, um, I don't know what they call it, in New York City, where they actually had a class on doing meditation. So I had attended a couple classes, um, was taking yoga classes, and still having this fear like something's going to happen because I'm not supposed to be doing this. I was trying to, again, deprogram myself from the thinking that I was raised with. And nothing ever happened. I was beginning to feel better and better the more meditation I did. And of course, you're feeling better the more you're stretching out your body. And, that's basically um, some of the benefits of yoga. And I think in one of my other videos, I went into telling you about meeting someone who introduced me when I talked about my son's passing. Um, he introducing me to his sister, who was a psychic medium. And again, being fearful of, you know, tarot cards and, everything that she had in her shop. But when she brought through my son and my father, who I knew nothing about her. She knew nothing about me. And for her to give me such specific um, details about both of them, I was blown away. And the realization of walking out of there and saying, oh my God, like they're still here. They're still alive. They never died. They just don't have bodies. They're still here among me, among us. That really like was my probably second big awakening. From that moment on, his other sister had studied Reiki, and now I was like gung ho, like really trying to learn as much as I could about spirituality. And that was probably 2014. And I wanted to get my hand on everything and everything that I could that talked about spirituality. And that was the thing when I read all these different authors, different books by different authors about spirituality. And I'm like, they're saying the same thing. But I'm saying, but why is there one Bible and there's all these different religions? Like it didn't make any sense to me. And I ended up taking Reiki classes, and that was my first time of actually feeling energy. And I was like, oh my goodness, like another realization of that there's something more out there, than just our five senses, just there's something that just feeling that energy was like astounding to me. And it's like once you learn something or find out about something, it's like you want more, you want more. I went on later on to do a master's in Reiki. So I'm a Reiki master. I also just explored every part of spirituality that I could. And I'm going to allow that to bring me up to probably now 2016. Um, the person that I was dating at that time, it became a very volatile relationship. And I knew I needed to remove myself from it. Actually, his sister actually told me that, he was being unfaithful, and I knew that. And I had kind of given up my whole apartment and everything in the city. And I knew it was going to take a lot for me now to try to leave him and establish myself once again on my own. Um, so that was a really hectic time because the thing was at some point he's telling me like he doesn't want the relationship, and I no longer wanted it either. But once I did finally move out, there was the continued harassment, of it just wouldn't leave me alone, which was kind of extremely scary. And I actually ended up staying in the same area. So just trying to, avoid him at all costs. Um, but I can see my main point with this is that now I could look back and see that people are brought into your life for a reason, for a season, so that you can learn things at the right time. So it wasn't so much that this person, um, I was connected to this person in order for me to meet his sister and understand that there was more to this life, to this world, to this universe than met the eye, and um, that's where I really started focusing more on spirituality and trying to understand all aspects of it, and just doing so much research, and also getting my Reiki certifications, and what will lead me into soon to be my journey. So I'll go more into that in the next video. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.